Right, so one thing I forgot to add in the video about my dream. Some of you may know my sordid past with cannabis. In the dream, I heard this like voiceover talking about these two actors, how they would meet for picnics like 15 times a month. And it showed this little video of them on this picnic, and both of them had spliffs in their hands. And they were like, blah, 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 like these two older actors. I think it reminded me of Rowan and Martin, for those of you who are familiar with TV from the 60s and 70s. Rowan and Martin had a show called Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, and it was quite amusing. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. ROWAN and MARTIN. It's very good. Anyway, saw them smoking. And then all of a sudden I turn around from this little screen, and there's a bunch of guys sitting on a table, and there's a friggin' bowl of weed in the middle. Like, really good. But it's just not swag, it was just really nice colors, you know? And they're talking about, well, I used to smoke with this guy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking, I'm like, I cannot touch this stuff. I do not want to touch this stuff. I want to stay away from it. But I reach into the bowl, right? And I grab a piece of it, I look at it, I put it down, I say, I don't want anything to do with it, and walked away. The significance of that is huge. And I just wanted to add that, because I can't believe I forgot about it in the first place. But yeah, saw the weed, left it alone. As a matter of fact, since I'm on the subject, and this video will be pretty short, I'll tell you about another weed dream I had. I dreamt that a guy got me to smoke in my dream. Or a guy got me to smoke, since it was my dream. And I woke up almost crying, like I was so terrified that I had smoked. I've been clean for 4 months, I don't want to smoke, and you know, my mother's gonna test me, and I didn't want to do it. Why did I do it? And, like I would go back to sleep then and freak out, like in dream, and then awake again. I mean, it is no longer monsters and dying that scares me in my dreams. It's smoking cannabis. On many other instances, I have denied smoking cannabis. I mean, meaning I haven't smoked it. I had a dream that for some reason I ended up in Amsterdam with a group of people. We were students. I didn't know them, but we were students. And I was walking down this road. I knew it was Amsterdam, but I didn't look like Amsterdam. And I walked into a coffee shop, and I freaked out when I saw the coffee shop. My heart was pounding in my chest. I could feel it in my dream. I left the coffee shop, and there's two black guys. One had dreadlocks. The other guy, I can really see him. All I know is he was dressed in white. The guy with dreadlocks had a gun on his hip. He started saying something I couldn't understand him. Not that it was Dutch, I just couldn't remember what he said, and I couldn't understand him. And I tried to walk away, but he kept following me. And as I ran, he kept up pace with me like he was my shadow. Come to think of it, maybe he was. And he's got this little snub-nosed revolver in his pocket, in his pants, and he like throws it at me. And early in my dream, this same dream, I had a dream that my hand was so strong that I could crush it. It was like, well, you know, I had an amazing grip. That I had been bitten by a werewolf, and it gave me this amazing grip. Dreams are kind of... Anyway, I grabbed the motherfucker by the throat, and I started choking him. And the other guy was like hitting me or whatever, and all the other guys showed up, and we were fighting, so it was like 6 against 2, so they didn't have a chance. Anyway, this symbolic representation of cannabis, this guy with the dreadlocks, who I think may have been like a Rastafarian, if you get my drift. We tied him up, and there was this window. He was like, oh, you'll never get rid of me. And I said, oh, we'll see about that. I grabbed him by the throat, and I threw him out the window. And I heard him scream as he was falling down. So, basically what the dream symbolizes is that while I left the cannabis, the coffee shop, where all the weed was, the shadow of the weed still followed me. But I got rid of the shadow by throwing it out the window. But he said he wouldn't be gone forever, and maybe he was right.
Ci vediamo, porca puttana.